These are the marks. 3/4, 3 inches. On the opposite end, 3 inches and 5 inches. I'm just gonna cut this out. I'll make a cardinal today, I think. And this is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. It's Eastern white pine. I'm just gonna make some stop cuts here. And this is going to be the bottom of the tail, so I just kind of want to take out the corners. Make it not quite so dramatic of a cut. And we'll come back to that. Just want to kind of set my lines in so I know where I'm going with it. Okay. So that's kind of what we have so far. Okay, you're gonna make a V cut here for his beak. Kind of like that. And we're gonna make a V cut here, the bottom of his chest. Like so. Maybe a little deeper. That's better. Now, this is not his tail. It's the back of his, this will be the back of his wings. So, I'm just going to take this line, kind of down here, something like that. See, he'll be sitting right there. Same thing on the other side. Like so. And we'll do the same thing there. Just gonna make some V-cuts and take it all the way across. This is actually just a piece of an old 2x4 that I had. It's a little harder than normal. It's probably been around in my shop for a while. I was thinking that was, the knife needed to be stropped, but not so. It's just harder than basswood. This is an 1 3/8 OCC tool knife, but I kind of like my flex steel rough out. I like my Mora knife too, but I leave it out in the camper. It's starting to look like bird. We're going to take some corners off here. Coming up to this point in the middle. Same thing on the other side. We're going to round off these corners here. The edges, kind of soften them down a little bit. It's not really going to be a flat plane, but it's not going to be a well-defined bird either. Okay, I'm just cutting in the tail. Pretty deep cut going through. Just making it deeper. Gonna flatten the tail out a little bit. And then do the other side. Taking to the tail again. Give it a little better shape. I'm going to deal with the wings a little bit. Splitting the wings here. Deep cut and then down the middle and then cut back to it from each side to kind of define where the wings are going to sit. I go up around, find where the fronts and the shoulders are going to be. Sounds like I've been doing a workout here. Made a stop cut, now I'm cutting back up to it. Give the wings a little room. I'm cutting out of the chest because you want the wings sitting on top. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around and shape the wings. Shoulders really don't have definition straight into where the wing's gonna be. I don't stay in one spot too long. I'm always looking at it, no matter what I'm carving or whittling. You can do this with almost anything. I just do it with a knife. I've got gouges, I've got V-tools. If you're really patient, you could do it with sandpaper. I'm not that patient. Now to the other side. Defining where the wings and the tail are going to be sitting just a little better. I'm going to make him sitting on a stump, so but I got to give it enough room to where you can tell where his tail and wings are. I'll round off the edges a little bit. Get rid of all the saw cuts. As I said, this had come from a 2x4 that I cut in half. It sure seems like I've been doing this a lot longer than a year. But it's only been a year. Well, not quite a year yet. I started around Thanksgiving 2023. And like with everything, you get better with practice and more practice. Taking out the saw marks here. Going around, looking at it, taking off what I think needs to be taken off. Starting to look like a bird now, at least. I marked out a circle here to try to give the, it's gonna be like a knot or a tree limb kind of that's been cut off on this stump. Just something to add a little interest to the base. Pretty straightforward. Cut around it, cut it out, give it a little space. Still working on this little spot over here. I leave and come back to it. Slowly refining it. Now I'm gonna make a mark here for a kind of a split in the roots. Making a V cut. Cutting back and forth. Soften the edges. I don't know too many square stumps. Deciding that I don't like this spot here. I was gonna make it a branch, but it looks kind of out of place being so close to the roots. Just take it all the way off. Undercutting the wood here underneath the bird gives the bird a little bit more dimension. So it just doesn't look like a bird's been put on top of a piece of wood. It's like it's two separate things. That's pretty much all carving is. Illusion. And don't be afraid to make deep cuts here. The deeper they are, the more shadows you create, the better it looks. Undercutting the tail, give it some space to sit on top of the stump. making sure to go around the entire tail. Soften the edges on the tail. Gouges would be good here. But something I just didn't get out. Figured I'd do a knife. This. Because somebody that's actually watching it might not have all the tools yet. I cut it off. Finish the base here. It's not to scale by any means. Just make it a little more interesting to look at. Just gonna be a cardinal on a little stump. I'm just doing the edge here. Not gonna go crazy with it. Make sure I get off all of the milled edges. Try to scoop cut just a little. Get rid of all the harsh edges. I'm going to go around here and finish this, and I'll be back when I'm done. Getting close to the end. Just going to go around and clean up any little fuzzies. I'm not putting eyes on this. I'll paint some basic eyes. I'm just going to make the indents where the eyes are supposed to be. This isn't going to be a super defined bird by any means. And I think we'll call that done. clean it up a little bit. Making sure I have all the cut edges off, and just gonna take the hard edge off here so it doesn't splinter if it gets caught on something. Get all the little fuzzies out. And just a nylon brush. And that's it. Not real hard, didn't take real long. I don't know if I'd call it a Cardinal, but it's something close to it. Thanks for watching.